When it comes to online college, Southern New Hampshire University is so good, it's scary. Listen, the facts don't lie. SNHU has degree programs that fit your goals, online classes that fit your life, and real support at every step. And if that wasn't enough, they've got some of the lowest online tuition rates in the U.S. This is an airtight case, you guys. Visit snhu.edu/morbid to get started. That's snhu.edu/morbid. These long dog days of summer, I mean, we just made it through a heat wave. Mama was parched through this heat wave. I was hitting up Dunkin' every single day, and I will continue to probably for the rest of my days, but especially this summer. Dunkin' is helping everyone stay cool this summer with its lineup of refreshers. These drinks are packed with bold, fruity flavors and served ice cold. It's amazing. Dunkin' refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. I like to start my morning with them personally, and then sometimes I go back for a second one because I'm just feeling crazy. They come in a variety of delicious flavors, including fan favorites mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. And then for a limited time, there's black cherry and there's pink pineapple. I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's a bold claim, let me tell you, but I stand behind it. Pink pineapple will change your life. It is so good. It has me feeling like I'm sitting in a pool, resort side, just living, honey. It's so yummy. Try your favorite flavor with green tea, sparkling water, lemonade, or Dunkin's all-new limeade. I haven't tried the limeade yet, but I'm going to. Usually I get my drinks made with green tea and occasionally lemonade, but I do really like the green tea. Or if you don't want to build your own, try one of Dunkin's curated refreshers like the Cherry Lime Ricky or the Ultimate Pink Daydream. The Cherry Lime Ricky, scrumptious. I could drink like 3 of these a day. They're so freaking yummy. Head to Dunkin' today and find your favorite refresher. Dunkin' refreshers contain less than 1% fruit juice. Limited time offer. Chilling crime cases are mysterious, but finding coverage shouldn't be. With the State Farm Personal Price Plan, you have options and can personalize your plan to help create an affordable price so you can get back to cracking all of life's bigger cases. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can choose to bundle and save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Hey, weirdos, I'm Ash.
And I'm Alaina.
And this is a Rainy Day Morbid.
So you might hear the pitter-patter of rain in the background.
Kind of soothing.
I think it is.
That's probably the only soothing thing that we're going to talk about, though.
Definitely is. This is a frustrating episode. It's a confounding episode.
Oh.
And it's an unsolved episode.
Girl.
I know, I apologize, but I would like to see this solved.
Well, same. So
I really, really want to see this solved.
Let's get it done.
So we are going to be talking about the unsolved murder of Blake Tyler Chappell. This was back in 2011. But before we get to that, before we start the entire tale, I wanted to talk about some true crime news because it's something that you guys know is very important to me and Ash. Damian Eccles from the West Memphis 3 case, he took his case back to the court in Arkansas, said, hey, there's this new MVAC evidence collection, like vacuuming technology that's happening. We want to use this to take evidence off of those ligatures that you have in custody. We think that it's going to show something, maybe some new DNA. Maybe we're going to find who really killed these 3 8-year-old boys. Brought the case to the court. The court said no. Nope. They do not want to test to find out who really killed 3 8-year-old boys. Because 1, they know. And 2, they don't want Damien, Jason, and Jesse to ever be let off the hook for this.
Ever be proved innocent.
They don't want it. In fact, during this whole thing, Keith Crustman, the prosecuting attorney for the 2nd Judicial District of Arkansas, said, and this is wild, They were like, no, if you do that, just if we get DNA off of those that isn't Damien's, that still doesn't prove that he didn't do it. And it's like, honey, that's like literally what DNA evidence is for.
Right.
Is to prove that someone did do something or didn't do something.
Right.
And they also said that they would rather just like keep it as it is rather than preserving physical evidence. They said this would be a one-shot deal that forever alters it. But if you are not planning to test that evidence ever, because that's what you're saying to me, is that you don't want to alter that DNA evidence that's on that ligature. You just want it to stay there and for no one to know what it is. We just want to know that it's there, possibly.
Like, why?
And then just never test it.
And we all know why.
And if you don't, so if you're planning on never altering this, you don't want to test it because you don't want to destroy it. What? How does, it doesn't matter then. If I destroy the evidence on there, it doesn't matter because you're never planning on testing it anyway.
Right.
So if they destroy it, which isn't necessarily the truth here, but if they alter it in some way with this MVAC technology, it doesn't matter because you were never planning on testing that anyway. So all we're getting is some results.
It's unreal. I'm just like, can they go to a different court and appeal that? Like, is there an appeal here?
Well, they are planning to appeal it, luckily. But who knows what's going to happen here? They seem dead set on not finding out who actually killed 3 8-year-olds.
And just going to such great lengths to be like, no, we actually don't want to know.
Yeah, they don't want to know because they know.
Exactly.
Somebody knows here. A group of people know here what happened. And just to put it out there, DNA was tested between December 2005 and September 2007 at one point, and all that evidence failed to link Damien, Jason, or Jesse to these crimes.
Right.
Not one shred of evidence.
And here's the thing. That whoever said, like, it's not going to prove that they were there.
Yeah.
And we were like, that's exactly what that does. Because on the same token, had their DNA been there, they would have sat there, like the judges and everything would have sat there and said, well, that shows that they did it.
Exactly.
But then somebody else's DNA showing up is not showing that they were there?
No, of course not.
What?
And the evidence that they did have was a hair that was found in the bindings of Michael Moore. The ligatures found on Michael Moore.
Right.
And they also found a hair on a tree stump nearby the bodies. These hairs did not belong to Damien, Jesse, or Jason.
They belonged to
These
someone,
hairs were consistent with the DNA of Terry Hobbs, which was Stevie Branch's stepfather. This hair in the ligature, the one on the stump, was consistent with DNA of Terry Hobbs's friend. Now, what's even more interesting about that, I'm just putting this out there, by the way. I'm just
Not
putting
saying
out this
anything.
fact. He was never considered a suspect, Hobbs.
Which is insane.
Which is wild. Because 3 witnesses who were near their houses, they came forward. They filed affidavits in October 2009 with the Arkansas Supreme Court that said they saw those 3 boys with Terry Hobbs. They saw him before the bodies were found. Now, Terry Hobbs told police that he was never with his stepson. He was never with those 3 boys. He totally lied about it, and they contradict the statements given from witnesses. And then to find out, so that happens. And then you find hair that is consistent with that man and his friend.
Right.
At the crime scene.
And you don't look into that.
But no evidence to connect the 3 people you convicted of the crimes to the crime scene.
Who spent close to 20 years in jail.
One of them was
prison.
almost killed.
Yep.
In prison. But we don't want to test that evidence. We don't want to consider him a suspect. We don't want to walk down that. We don't want to stroll down that avenue.
And
We don't want to peek around the corner of that avenue at all.
I don't understand them not wanting to look bad. Like, I'm not saying I understand that, but I'm just like, why are you not doing this? Like, either way you look bad. The fact that you're not testing this evidence is making you look incredibly bad. And I know that you're going to look bad when it comes out that you sent 3 innocent men to prison. But which one, like, let's weigh our options here.
But here's the thing. Nothing's happening to them. Who gives a shit?
But it's like,
they look bad?
You look bad either way, though. So it's like,
But look bad isn't their problem. They don't give a shit.
No, I know.
They look like shit, but they don't care.
I'm just saying it from like a human point of view.
What's
like,
going to happen? Nothing.
Such bullshit.
They got away with it. They can just keep saying no. They can just keep going and just citing precedents.
It's such a stain.
Yeah, it
Such a
truly is.
stain.
And I really don't want this to stop.
No.
And
I don't
really
think it will.
don't want, but we have to all make sure it doesn't stop. I mean, I swear, I wanted to be at this hearing so bad.
We actually talked about how we could make it happen, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, we just weren't
couldn't.
able to. But
But
we wanted to be there.
If there's an appeal and people can show up, because I know Damien was like saying like supporters come, like be there to support us here.
Let's go.
If that's still the case with the next one, we're going to be on the lookout. I really want to find a way to be there. Like, I just need to do something in this case. I feel like I'm going crazy.
Well, in this case has like been so important to you, and then it's become so important to me through you.
Yeah.
You've been so involved in this case, like from the start of it.
It's so frustrating. So I know a lot of people were telling us about this, and I was following it. Everybody was following it, but this was not the outcome any of us wanted, but it's the outcome a lot of us were
Expected.
unfortunately expecting because of how it's all gone. But it's not over. We got to keep fighting for it, and we won't stop talking about it until it is until justice is served.
Yeah.
Damn it. So that was something I just needed to talk about because it was making me absolutely bonkers here. But with that said, let's move on to one frustrating unsolved case to another, shall we?
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about, like I said, the story of Blake Tyler Chappell. I just want to point out, because I saw that Sarah Turney on Voices for Justice, we love Sarah,
Our girl.
friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod.
I saw that she had, when I was like looking up stuff, I saw that she had done an episode about this case as well. And I believe it said in the description that she spoke to his mother, Melissa. So I urge you to go listen to that, because I'm sure it is like, I'm going to listen to it now that I've researched the case.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're going to get it right from his mother.
Yeah.
So after you listen to this, definitely, if you're looking for more information and to hear from like his family and everything, I really urge you to go listen to it, because Sarah's great. And
We'll
it's a
link
great
it.
podcast.
We'll link Sarah's episode in
will.
the show notes.
We definitely will. But I'm going to give you the lowdown here. So Blake was born February 7th, 1994 in Clayton County, Georgia. He lived with his mother, Melissa. She worked in a management position in retail for a long time. She was a really hard worker. She did everything she could to provide for her family. His biological dad was really not in the picture, and that was just like, whatever. But Melissa took over everything. So Blake was a super creative kid. He had a lot of dreams. He had a lot of goals. He was trying his hand at a lot of different things, like as he was growing up.
Cool.
And he was kind of excelling at them, actually. He was really good at what he was doing. He liked to draw. He was a really good artist. He modeled a bit.
Cool.
Which he was adorable. If you look up a picture of him, I mean, he has like blue-gray eyes that are like very kind, sweet eyes.
I was just going to say he has kind
Yeah,
eyes.
he does. And he has this wavy, beautiful hair. He has this sweet smile. Like, you just look at him and you're just like, oh, I just want to pinch your cheek. But he was like a bit of a ham as well.
Oh, yeah.
When he was a kid, he would perform full-on rap performances for his whole family.
Amazing.
And he loved rap, and he loved rapping. And into his teenagedom, he would continue to rap for his friends, who were all like, we told him, like, you're doing great. But like, he was not doing great.
Aww.
Which I love that they were just like, you're great.
We love a
You're
supportive
great at
squad.
it. Yeah. And he loved it.
Yeah, and whatever. It makes you happy.
He was also into skateboarding. He kind of looked like the cool skateboarder guy.
Got the haircut.
Yeah, like that. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, swoon!"
I was swooning so hard over that haircut back in the day.
Right? And he had we'll get into it, but like he had the cool piercings. Like he was just a cool kid.
I love it.
Now, everyone in his family, especially his mother, say that he was just a wonderful child, and everybody loved him. She said one story. I read it in an article. I'm going to link some of these articles that she said when he was little, he had learned in school about like don't drink and drive.
Yeah.
And he thought that meant don't drink anything
At
and
all.
drive. So one day she had an iced tea from the convenience store and she went to get in the car and he jumped out of the car and was like, I can't let you drink and drive. And she was like, it's an iced tea.
Oh my God.
But he was like, no, I learned it in school.
That is so
Like,
sweet.
I was like, what a like precious. Oh,
I love that.
That killed me.
Oh my goodness, guys. I remember listening to podcasts way back in the day, like 4 years ago before we...
Your home should show off who you are. Now is the time to boldly write the newest chapter in your home story. And your main character? It's Ashley. Ashley has styles that balance timeless appeal and modern trends to bring your personal look home. Yes, these are well-crafted and affordable pieces with eye-catching design, but they're also built to stand up to real life. With features like stain-resistant performance fabric, options that are incredibly durable, easy to clean, and stain-resistant with machine-washable covers. Plus, Ashley provides fast, reliable, white-glove delivery right to your room of choice, so you can style your space without any stress. Ashley was nice enough to send us a bunch of new pieces for my pod lab at my house, and when I tell you they deliver it to your room of choice, unfortunately, they did have to deliver to the attic, but they could not have been nicer about it. I got, or was gifted, I should say, the Revion Lake sofa and love seat. It's in this like olive-colored, velvety fabric. It's so nice. I will say it is so freaking easy to clean because if you know me, you know that I have a white cat and a black cat and then a multicolored cat. The white cat loves to just roll all up on this furniture and leave his hair everywhere, but it's so easy to vacuum. I also got the Meili coffee table. So I have that, like I said, in my attic, but I'm ready to order another one for my living room because this coffee table is so beautiful. It has this like antique old money vibe to it. I absolutely love it. And then finally, I got three actually of the core stone end tables. They have little shelves in them so you can dress them up and, kind of like personalize them to your style. I highly, highly recommend all of the pieces that I got. And I just recommend Ashley in general. It was such an easy process to shop with them and the delivery, all of that from start to finish. It was awesome. Visit your local Ashley store or head to ashley.com to find your style. Getting paid twice a month doesn't mean money is scarce. It just feels that way. That feeling makes you do weird stuff, like putting things on a card you didn't need to. Earnin removes that feeling. With Earnin, you can access up to $150 per day of money you've already earned, plus up to $1,000 between paychecks. Standard transfers take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees, and expedited transfers start at $3.99 and cap at $5.99. 5 million people are already on it, and honestly, it's wild it didn't exist sooner. Download Earnin on the App Store or Google Play, spelled like earning money without the G. Type in Morbid under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Tips are voluntary and don't affect the service. Available in select states. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details.
Even had one, and I was hearing all about some kind of magical thing, and I was like, what is this all about? And it was all about Curology, and I was like, I don't know, guys. I got doubts. I've tried a lot of skincare routines, I've tried a lot of different products, and I've never really seen much of a result until I actually gave Curology a chance, everybody. All right, let me add a quick little bit of context, though, if you don't know what Curology is. Curology is game-changing custom skincare made for you by a dermatology provider. This dermatology provider is going to create a custom prescription cream for your specific goals. Maybe your goals are tackling acne, maybe you got some clogged pores up on your face, you got skin texture you want to work on, dark spots, fine lines, I don't know. You've got a lot going on. But what you're going to do is you're going to log on, you're going to take a short online quiz, you're going to upload some pics of yourself, selfie time, baby. And if it's a good fit, they are going to ship that formula right to your door. Custom formula. It even has your freaking name on the bottle. I get my shipment every 2 months, and I think it's been close to 2 years at this point, actually, since I started using Curology. No joke, I would not go back. I get so stoked when my new bottle comes in the mail. Sometimes I'm not even done with the last one and I'm like, oh, I just want to open this one. So it's like the same thing. I don't know why. But when I started noticing my fine lines and, just like some dark areas, I was like, excuse me, what is this about? But now I have seen such a significant change. Spots I had on my face are not noticeable, neither are the fine lines, and I just didn't realize how easy this process was going to be. It's making a few simple changes that has made me feel so much more confident now. You can start your Curology journey just like I did with a free 30-day trial at Curology.com/morbid. Just pay $5 for shipping and handling. That's CUROLOGY.com/morbid to start your free 30-day trial. Cancel anytime. Prescription is subject to consultation.
But she said he would have done anything for anyone. He would give you the shirt off his back, even if it was his last shirt. He was just that kid.
Why is it always like
It
people
is.
like this?
And he really just seemed like a really cool guy. Like, and he would have become such a cool adult, I feel like. In fact, according to an article in the Noonan Times Herald, he would also bring in stray animals and stray kids home.
Oh my goodness.
Melissa, his mom, said that he would want to feed animals. Like, he loved animals. He would bring them into the house and be like, it's a stray. We have to feed them. We have to let them stay here and keep them warm. And she was like, okay. Like, she was like, he loved it. So
what a
here we
kind
are.
human.
And then he would also bring kids in and be like, hey, this kid got locked out. Like, because they got, they were home late.
Yeah.
And like their parents were trying to teach them a lesson by just like locking the door.
Oh man.
And they'd be like, well, like, can we give him some food? And like, can he stay here? And Melissa would just be like, Jesus,
Sure.
okay. Like, sure.
We all had that stray friend growing up. I was the stray friend growing up.
You were the stray friend.
And my friend's family always fed me.
There you go. Well, in this Blake's family, like Melissa, they seem like a family that didn't always have a ton of physical stuff to give because they were like struggling, but they always gave anyway. Like, they didn't have it, but they gave it anyway. And it's like, those are like gems of people.
They are. And I feel like those are the people that always have just like the worst luck and the most unfortunate things
and don't
happen
deserve to
them.
go through this stuff.
No, nobody does.
Now, according to an article at 11alive.com, his friends agreed with family, saying he was just super lovable. His longtime childhood friend Max said, quote, he was hilarious. He was one of the funniest people I knew. If you were down in a bad mood, he would make you laugh somehow. He was always just right there. And a stroll through a couple of the Facebook pages associated with Blake and his case, there's like an RIP Blake one, there's a Justice for Blake one, that will tell you everything you need to know about him. His friends and family who comment on those, and even those people who like knew him in passing, really,
Sure.
have nothing but amazing things to say about him. They comment on pictures of him and say like he was such a goofball. He really he was the light up the room kind of guy. He was someone who could bring people out of the deepest of funks. Like, people will look at pictures on those pages and somebody will be like, I remember that day I was in such a bad mood and he got me out of it. Like, that smile right there.
It hurts my heart.
Yeah. Getting to know him through the people who loved him really makes this case unique because you can stroll through those and be like, wow, I feel like I know him. Now, Melissa, his mother, was quoted as saying, quote, he always looked at the best in people. He loved people. His friends were so very important to him. I don't think he ever had an enemy in his life.
Wow.
Now, it was a devastating blow, though, when Melissa suffered a really bad medical diagnosis.
Oh, no.
And she had to stop working due to complications. So obviously she was supporting their family. And this was sometime around 2006, 2007, I believe. And she was supporting their family. So this was a really tough financial blow. They struggled a lot, and Blake definitely felt it as he grew up. But he even wrote about it for a school paper, saying that he and his mother had nowhere to live for 3 months, but they had each other.
Oh, gosh.
And in the paper, which he titled Poverty, and I think this is also a very big testament to how his mother raised him.
Absolutely.
Because he talks about what they went through, but and he says the things that he had taken for granted before, the things he sees people continue to take for granted now. He talked about how he's so thankful for everything he does have, and that everyone needs to take a step back and remember that it can always be worse.
Wow.
It was like a really insightful paper that honestly is really relevant at all times to all people.
Yeah.
Like, when you lose things, you suddenly become aware of how lucky you are to have them.
Things.
And it's better practice to just be thankful for what you have, which is what he was saying in this paper. And I think that's kind of a testament to how he was raised, that even though they were struggling, he was clearly taught, like, you know what, let's be thankful that we have each other and we're going to get through this.
Not what we don't have.
Yeah. Now, when things started to turn around a bit and some sense of stability returned, he was still in the mindset of making money and trying to be self-reliant.
Of course, yeah. Because
So-
he had experienced
Yeah.
poverty.
Exactly. So he started a little side hustle business where he would buy like big things of Monster energy drinks and sell them to kids at school for like a little bit higher of a price, thus making a profit.
I mean, a fucking smart businessman.
An entrepreneur mind at work.
People used to get in trouble for doing that at my school, which was like so annoying.
But it's like, that's just business minded. That's all.
Honestly, like I'm teaching people better thoughts than the school is. You know? Like by doing that.
I'm saying he was able to save up and get a Guitar Hero game, which was like huge back then.
Hell yeah,
and he was like obsessed with it. Guitar Hero was like his thing.
Who was not?
And his mother said he was so good at it, and his friend said this, that he could turn his back to the screen and play the songs perfectly.
Oh my God.
And his favorite one to do was Carry On Wayward Son.
Oh, great song.
Great song. Now,
hard not to sing right now.
It's really hard not to. Now, he also collected tabs from Monster energy drink cans, and he would have people that he sold these cans to give him the tabs back because he could eventually trade them in to get a Monster dirt bike.
Oh, shit.
Like, he got enough to get a bike, and he got it.
I did not know that was even a thing you could do.
He was like, I got a goal. I want a bike, so I'm going to get this.
We have a little entrepreneur on our hands.
I'm saying. And this is just setting goals, no matter what they are, and he stuck to them.
Yeah,
so
good for him.
He's obviously finding himself capable of that.
And he got the bike?
Yeah, he got the bike. And it was like his pride and joy. And he had like the potential to do something later in life. And it's a shame he wasn't given the chance because he had that like
business mindset.
He had a business mind, but he also had this really like empathetic mind, it seems. And he had a really like, he was able to look at both sides. He was able to say, I need to be thankful. I've struggled, but now I'm here. Like he had a lot that he could have carried with him through life that I think would have served him really well.
And it seems like he would have too.
And it's like a real shame. Now, in fact, he may have become a lawyer later in life. That's what he said he wanted to be. He had taken broadcasting classes in high school, and he was toying with the idea of becoming a television anchor.
Oh, cool.
But he was really interested in becoming an attorney and just helping people. Now, he was always concentrated on helping people, and again, very evidenced as to the fact that he would take in people and animals into his home. He was just a caring guy. Now, there was a very dark event that happened before he went missing, and it's something that's heavily discussed today without a ton of details. Now, Blake was dating a girl somewhere around May 2011. He was living in a trailer park in Clayton County when this happened. The girlfriend was 16 years old. He was 17 years old. So normal teenage relationship. She had run away from home, though, and she wanted to stay with Blake. No one is quite sure the circumstances that led her to this or exactly what the plan was, but her parents did find out, specifically her stepfather, and they came looking for her. Now, there is a May 28th, 2011 Clayton County police report that says police were called to the trailer park, and when they arrived, they found Blake had been violently assaulted.
Oh, no.
He reported he was hit in the face and the head, thrown to the ground, and kicked at least twice more to the face while on the ground.
Oh, my God.
Witnesses reported they saw the girlfriend's stepfather, and that he was walking around, and that he had actually come right up to people, asked where Blake was, and then lifted his shirt to show a handgun tucked into his pants. And he was with another adult man when he did this. And he told the witness, tell him I'm looking for him. So,
what?
Yeah. So the stepfather assaulted Blake.
And hopefully is like still in prison for doing so. What the fuck?
No. So witnesses then saw the stepfather grab Blake's then girlfriend, put her in the truck, and leave. Now, on July 2nd, 2011, Blake was the one put into Clayton County Jail for custodial interference because he was 17 and she was 16. She was a minor and he was considered an adult, interfering with her parents.
They put him in jail after...
He spent 16 days in jail.
After having been assaulted by a grown man.
Yeah.
And what happened to the man? What happened to the stepdad?
Well, and he spent 16 days in jail. He had to wait to get bond. He was raising money to get bond. He wasn't released until July 18th.
What?
No, as far as I could tell, I don't see what happened to the stepfather. Nothing was done. Now, luckily, the prosecution decided to drop this case because the ex-girlfriend told everyone that Blake had encouraged her to go home. And she was the one who decided to run away. It wasn't his fault. He had done nothing wrong.
He's just giving her shelter.
And he was literally like, you need to go home. Like, you
can't stay here.
We can't make this happen here.
Right.
Like, we got to figure this out. She ran away from home. Like, this should have been that.
And from the sounds of it, probably for good reason.
Yeah. So he was still set to be in court on October 24th of 2011, but this never happened. Now, understandably, this entire event really shook him.
Yeah.
Like, in a big way. He was really affected by it. After all, he had been assaulted by grown men.
And then thrown in jail.
Thrown in jail for 16 days for doing absolutely nothing wrong, and had actually suffered a concussion from the assault, but he had refused to go to the hospital because he was worried it would cost too much.
Oh my God.
America.
Seriously.
The fact that was even his concern. Now, he was closing off a bit after this, and his mother said he was suffering from selective muteness, where he would go completely silent if he was nervous or scared. Oh. Like, he was also starting to dabble a little bit into drugs, but wasn't getting into like a ton of trouble or anything. Like, he wasn't.
Was he like smoking pot?
Yeah, I think he was just like, he might have been doing like, I don't even want to point to anything because I don't know, but he wasn't going like ham.
No.
He wasn't getting like arrested. He wasn't getting in trouble with cops or anything. It just like was not a great time.
Yeah.
And it was clearly a time where he was suffering from some like PTSD type symptoms.
That sounds just like PTSD, actually.
Very understandable. I mean, that was a very big traumatic event.
Like a grown man just beat you up and then you ended up in jail.
Yeah, and you have a court date. Even though the prosecution is saying they're going to drop it, that's scary.
And you don't know.
Yeah. Now, after this, the family moved away to Sirois in Cowritten County with Melissa's boyfriend because they wanted to get out of Clayton County.
Yeah.
Because they were worried about Blake's safety. And honestly, they were worried that the stepfather would look for him again.
Oh, God.
Like, that's how scared they were. They were so worried that they wouldn't let Blake have any contact with friends in Clayton County because they didn't want it to get back to the ex-girlfriend's family.
Like where he even was. Yeah.
Now, the gun and threats and assault are certainly enough to make these fears very valid, in my opinion. And to be clear, the police say they have cleared this man, the stepfather, as a suspect in what would later happen to Blake. I'm sure they have. I would like to know exactly how, but I'm sure they have. Okay. That's all I'll say about it.
I haven't heard all the details, so I will wait to form an opinion until the end.
So Blake was doing well in the new town and made a lot of friends. He started dating a girl. I'm not going to say her name because she is listed in some things, but in some things she's not. So I don't know. I'm just not going to.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say he started dating a very nice girl.
A gal.
Very adorable. They were adorable together. She was quoted as later saying, he was country. He wouldn't admit it to anyone, but he really was.
Oh.
And she said his laugh was the thing that she loved the most about him. And a lot of his friends share this same sentiment about him. His sense of humor and laugh is often called out as being like very unique and very special. Ugh. Yeah.
I just feel like he's like that friend that you had, like that you can point to that one friend. You know what I mean?
And you see like there's a lot of video of him and like pictures of him and you're like, I know that kid.
Yeah, we all
like, you know what I mean? Like, I love that kid.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh. His mom, Melissa, said when they moved from Clayton County, it was obviously tough on him, but what made him so happy was he discovered they were moving to a place with a fishing pond readily available to him.
Oh, cool.
She revealed that fishing was probably the thing that Blake loved the most, which is why his girlfriend was like, he wouldn't admit it, but he was pretty country.
I like fishing.
I love it. I love fishing. No, he started doing little things like a little bit of rebellious things. Again, he wasn't getting into big trouble or anything.
No, and you know, he just had to uproot his whole life.
He had a lot.
Of course he's going to rebel a bit.
Yeah, he got a lip piercing, the snake bite bottom lip.
Do you
piercing.
remember when like, the cool kid got their snake bites?
The boys who got the snake bites, come on.
My brother-in-law has snake bites.
There you go. But everybody loves a snake bite tattoo.
Of course.
It just worked for him. He also got a Playboy tattoo on the left side of his chest.
Fucking icon.
Melissa was not happy with the tattoo.
No?
She said, but teenagers are going to teenager. But she said, he did not tell me he was getting that tattoo. I happened to see it when he was changing his shirt once, and she was not pleased.
The classic story.
Of course. But his girlfriend said later that he would actually do piercings for his friends as well, and he was actually pretty good at it.
Oh, sick.
Again, another thing he was excelling at.
So fun.
Now, according to justflipthedog.com, which, by the way, I recommend going to that site because
what is that site?
I know it sounds like what? They've got a ton of really in-depth articles and stories, like true crime stories. All kinds of stuff. They just do a really good job. They did a great job covering this case. But sometime in the fall of 2011, Blake actually started a handwritten bucket list. It had 100 things he wanted to accomplish on it, and it was written in his own handwriting. Things that were on it were like, hug my mom like I've never hugged her before.
That simple thing on a bucket list tells you absolutely every last thing you need to know about him as a human.
It really does.
That's so precious.
Another thing was prove to yourself you can do something you never thought possible.
I'm sorry.
Like, I got chills saying that.
How old was he again?
He was 17.
To have that mindset, like, I can tell you for sure, I did not have those ideas at 17 years old. I was an asshole.
Yeah, everybody's an asshole at 17.
Not Blake.
Yeah, he's got these, like, I'm like, fuck, this kid sounds so cool. Like, it sounds like, what a fucking shame. Like, what a shame. Because he sounded like another one on there saved someone's life.
Oh my God.
Another one realize how good your life is.
Wow.
Like, what insightful, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he was deep.
I love it because mixed among these, like, holy shit things were, like, be in a movie.
Yeah, like everything.
Stay a night in a mansion.
Fuck yeah.
Then one that absolutely shattered my heart was become a grandfather. Oh, I know. Doesn't that
hits different, dude.
It really does. It's just like, man, like,
and
fuck people.
What
like that
17-year-old boy is thinking, like, you know what? I want to become a grandpa
someday
one day.
I want to be a grandfather.
Like, very few and far between. I can tell you that much.
That one, like, broke my heart.
Yeah.
But this brings us, that's just like, you need to know Blake. You need to know his friends. You need to know his family to know how devastating this whole thing is. So this brings us to the evening of October 15th, 2011. This was only months after the assault that rocked his world. He was beginning to form a new life with new friends in a different county. He was 17 years old at the time, and he's now going to school at East Coweta High School. This evening, there was a homecoming dance, and he was excited to be taking his new girlfriend to it. Blake was wearing black dress pants, a white tank top, a brand new white Fruit of the Loom t-shirt over his tank top, a black dress shirt over that, like super sleek.
Sharp.
He also had on black Ralph Lauren shoes with RL in white lettering on the sides of them. He had stopped with his mom at Kohl's before the dance because he decided he wanted a tie that matched his girlfriend's dress.
Oh my gosh.
So, and I think it was purple, I'm pretty sure. No. So through texting pics of choices to her, like, they together picked the one that matched. Like, come on.
That's so cute.
Yeah. So Melissa, his mom, dropped him off at his girlfriend's house, and his girlfriend's mom, Shannon, drove the two of them to have dinner together at a sushi restaurant called Tokyo's.
Cute.
He loved sushi, by the way. And I knew you would love that.
I do.
In fact, his mother said he loved sushi, he loved expensive steaks. If you took him out, he was going to buy the most expensive thing on the menu. Guy. Yeah. Now, Shannon, the girlfriend's mom, then drove them to the dance after they were finished with dinner around 7 p.m. The dance, by all accounts, was great for everyone.
Yeah.
His girlfriend said they danced all night. Blake ended up taking off his black dress shirt and tie because he was having so much fun and he was like sweating. And
you know he tied that tie right around his head like all his boys did.
You know he did. But she said they were just like having a ton of fun the whole night. There's pictures of this like everywhere. Like the night is well documented.
Okay, let's have some real talk, just one-on-one for a second. I know you know this feeling. You start your period and the only pad that you have available is uncomfortable. It's like crunchy and weird. We can literally start our car from our phones, but we're still settling for crunchy, uncomfortable pads. Girl, listen, when you're looking for softness and protection, Kotex has you covered. They are changing the game with a completely redesigned lineup of pads and liners that are designed around what women actually want, like Kotex Bamboo. Kotex Bamboo has a 100% bamboo-derived viscose top layer that provides ultra-soft protection, which means you don't have to worry about feeling itchy or uncomfortable. It's like the worst feeling ever. It's gentle on the skin and it's made without fragrance too. Check out Kotex.com for more details on the new and exciting launch of Kotex Bamboo, available in regular, heavy, overnight, and daily liners. Every flow covered. Now available at retailers nationwide. The Sherwin-Williams summer sale is here. Get 30% off select paints and stains or 35% off their newest product, Emerald Symmetry, July 17th through the 27th. Whether you're looking to refresh your interior or your exterior, they've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only, some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Most of you guys have probably heard me sing the praises of Prose, which is the world's most personalized hair care. And guys, if you haven't, I have to tell you, please turn your listening ears on, Silent Coyote, all of the above, because I am getting wild results since I started using my customized, by the way, Prose products. I am obsessed with this product. My hair has never looked shinier. Also, I do treat my hair a little bit like butt. At least I used to. Now I don't. But I feel like Prose has made my hair so much stronger over the years that I've been using it. Because Prose has been like an OG sponsor on Morbid. I've been using them a while. So I know that Prose knows there's more to you than just your hair type. Prose has given over 1 million consultations with their in-depth hair quiz, which is exactly how I got started. It's super duper easy. They're just gonna ask you questions about, I don't know, like your zip code, your eating habits, what kind of hair you have. Is it super damaged? Is it overprocessed? Or is it virgin hair that you've never dyed that you've taken care of your whole life? And then by analyzing over 85 personal factors, Prose will determine a unique blend of ingredients to treat your exact concerns. They also have a review and refine feature, so that's going to let you tweak your formula for any reason, like change of address, hair color, your diet. Or if you go on vacation and the water's going to be different there, you should get ready for that ahead of time. Let Prose know, and they'll give you a better formula, like a better suited formula for that area. As a carbon neutral certified B Corp, by the way, Prose is an industry leader in clean and responsible beauty. All their ingredients are sustainably sourced, ethically gathered, and cruelty-free. They are also the first custom beauty brand to go carbon neutral. If you're not 100% positive Prose is the best hair care you've had, they will take the products back, no questions asked. Prose is the healthy hair regimen with your name all over it. Take your free in-depth hair consultation and get 15% off your first order today. Go to prose.com/morbid. That's prose.com/morbid for your free in-depth hair consultation and 15% off.
Now, Shannon, the girlfriend's mom, picked them up around 10:30 p.m. and they went back to the girlfriend's house. They watched a movie together. Somewhere in the 11:30 hour, Shannon drove Blake to his friend Austin's house where he was planning to spend the night. Now, I'm going to tell you a lot of like back and forth here of where he went, but I'm at the end going to kind of explain the route a little better, and I'm going to explain like how I think this route went because a lot of it is unknown.
Okay.
I also have a picture of it on the monitor in front of Ash and I so that she can also see it.
Thank
so
you.
We can have like a proper discussion about it. But just so you know, we're going to get into like the roads and everything a little more later.
I love when you do that because it helps
I
visualize
love doing
it
that.
so much better.
Yeah, it is. It makes it much easier. Now, Melissa said this was Blake's first time staying overnight somewhere since the move from Clayton County. She was still nervous. She was worried about him being by himself overnight. She was still like protecting him.
Yeah, and you know, it's homecoming. Like, of course you're going to be nervous. Like, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and she said, like, you know, he had stayed places when we were in Clayton County, but that was before that assault happened.
Yeah.
That was before this
Changes
man
things.
had done something to him. I'm worried something else is going to happen to him.
Yeah, that will rock you.
So when he got to Austin's after the dance and after his girlfriend's house, he called his mom, Melissa. Immediately when he got there, he told her what an amazing time they had. It was such a fun time. We danced all night, told her all about it. She was like, he seemed very happy. Like he had had a great time. Nothing had gone wrong. So she told him, you can stay at Austin's house tonight, but I want you to stay there and not leave. So the last thing he said to her was, Mama, I love you. I'll call you tomorrow. Oh. Now, Austin says they just hung out, texting friends. I think they had gone to a convenience store at one point to try to like buy cigarettes or something, but they couldn't. So they came back home, and he said they were just like texting friends, hanging out. Yeah. And he said around 2 a.m., Blake texted his girlfriend telling her he was going to come back over her house.
And just like so romantic.
Yeah. And she was like, sure, whatever. And she went back to sleep because she was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, like, sure you
No,
are.
Austin recalls sometime between the 2 and 3 a.m. hour, he was told, he told him he was going to his girlfriend's house, like came in the room and was like, I'm going. Austin says he gave him a jacket because it was freezing outside, which like adorable, in house skis. Because he was like, you can't like knock on the door. You gotta just come in. And he was wearing the same black dress pants and white t-shirt that he had on at the end of the dance. So it was close to 5 a.m. when Blake crawled through his girlfriend's window. She said they just hung out and they talked about the dance. They just like laid on her bed and like cuddled and talked about what a good time they had. Now she said he was wearing a white hoodie from Aeropostale with the lettering in brown down, I think, one arm when she saw him, and not a jacket.
Maybe the friend had just said like that was a jacket.
Later, Austin said that was not the jacket he had given him.
Huh.
Weird. Just a little note that that was not the jacket he had given him. Now, that was a sweatshirt that Blake had brought with him to Austin's in a backpack.
Okay.
So I don't know if he just switched them out or what. Just an interesting little tidbit.
Maybe the jacket was uncomfy and
who
he just
knows?
wanted that instead.
But then her grandmother walked in her bedroom.
Oh, no.
And I guess she just walked in and was like...
She probably knew what was
Well,
up.
and I think she was like, I'm going to tell your mom. And then just walked out. Like, she was just like, I'm just giving you a heads up. I'm going to let your mom know what's going on.
Grandma.
So I guess Blake was like, I got to go. So he goes and climbs out the window. And, you know, immediately Shannon comes in the room and is not pleased. Because, of course.
We've all been. Well,
I would
maybe,
not be pleased either.
Yeah.
And Blake knew that.
Yeah.
So did the girlfriend. So immediately Blake starts texting his girlfriend and Shannon, his girlfriend's mom.
Saying sorry.
Just apologizing profusely.
Oh, my God.
To the point, Shannon said she ended up telling him, Blake, everything's okay. Like everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because she said he was so apologetic. And she was like, I knew he was a good kid. Like,
right.
So she just told him, like, it's cool, man. Like, I love you. It's good.
Yeah.
Like, we're good. But he was like very remorseful. Like, he was like, oh my God, because please don't hate me.
It sounds like he like respected.
Yeah, it seems
all the
like he
people
was a
around
respectful
him,
kid.
You know?
So he's walking back to Austin's house. Now, this was about a 3-mile walk. I think it was
not far.
3.2 miles. Walking back to Austin's house around 5:30 a.m., he texted his girlfriend saying he was, quote, getting pulled over by a cop, which is weird because he was walking.
Yeah.
He told her he was walking near a bridge at this point. Then a few minutes later, he said the cop talked to him, asked him where he was headed, checked his ID, and then left.
Okay.
Which is whatever. A little strange, but like, okay.
But I could also see a cop seeing a young guy walking and being like, hey, where are you going? Like, you good?
Yeah. It's just like, I guess that makes sense. And then, but the weird thing about this, I suppose, is there's no record of this. No officer has ever said that they stopped him, and there is no report of anything of this kind.
I guess I understand why there wouldn't be a report.
They would have to, though.
Oh.
If you stop someone and you check their ID,
you have to.
You would have to make some kind of note of it.
Oh, okay.
And even if there was no report, which like that would be bad, somebody.
Well, that's what
one of you did it.
I don't get that whole part.
And it's like, this is a very big case. You would think that officer would come forward and be like, hi, that was me.
Yeah, I mean, you looked at his ID, you know his name.
At this point, we don't even know where he was.
Right.
And he could come forward and say, this is where he was. This is where he was going. This is how he looked.
Right.
This is, this is how he seemed to me. No one has come forward. No one will say that they did it. They have no record of it.
That's probably because they didn't make a report of stopping him. So like it would lead to like a tailspin, and that's really shitty that they're not willing to do so.
See, I don't even think that's it, because that's not that big a deal.
No.
Like if they came forward and said, oh yeah, we didn't make a report of it because we just looked at his ID and left, no one's going to fault them for that. Who gives a shit? To not come, that's not enough to not come forward.
No, I don't get enough. It.
So he then texted his girlfriend something like, it's really freezing out here. And this was around 5:30 as well. And that was the last communication. What? Now his girlfriend and his girlfriend's mom kept trying to get him to respond, but they were getting nothing. And they were like, maybe his phone died. Like, I don't know. So around 9 a.m., they call Austin, and they're like, hey, like, he's back there, right? We haven't been able to get in contact with him. And Austin gets up and is like, yeah, he's not here. He never came back. So they're like, what the fuck? So Shannon and his girlfriend picked up Austin. They went to, so the mom and the girlfriend picked Austin up, and they all went searching immediately. They called Shannon's husband, Matt. He also helped in the search, but they found nothing. It was around 11 a.m. that they happened to see a police car driving by, and they stopped this police car and were like, here's the story. And they told them Blake is missing. Now, Melissa, his mom, was informed around 11:30 a.m. And she was basically informed, you have to file a missing persons report. Oh. And she was like, what the fuck are you talking about? So she spoke to Austin and she said, what do you mean he's missing? He was at your house. Like, what do you mean he's missing? Was he stolen out of your house? Like, what happened?
Because she has no idea.
And Austin was like,
he went to see his
girlfriend in the middle of the night. And he had never come back. So unfortunately, it was immediately looked at by police that Blake had voluntarily run away. Now,
how often do people really run away?
I know,
guys?
I'm like, God. And again, overdue.
Right.
Do too much. I'll never be mad at you for doing too much and expending too much resources.
Nobody's ever going to
always be mad at you for not expending enough. So it's like, just do too much.
Look into
overreact.
Right.
So it's fine. I will turn the other way if it doesn't work out.
That's the frustrating thing, and I always say that whenever it's brought up, but it's like, you don't know these people.
Yeah.
Their parents know them. Their parents know, like, at least most of them would know if their kid was about to run away or not, you know?
And it's like, again, just treat it like it's not.
Yeah.
There's no harm in that.
No.
There's much harm in the other way, but there's no harm in over-treating it.
Just frustrating.
Now, they cited his issues in the court case, even though it was being dropped, for reason for him wanting to run away. So as weeks go by with absolutely no sighting of him and nothing is coming forward, his family was like, this is not the case. He did not run away.
And he wouldn't just leave his family.
And his girlfriend was like, he wouldn't just leave me, like, out of nowhere.
No.
They never believed he would just leave without telling anyone. He was just not that type of kid. He loved his family, as evidenced by his bucket list, by the way he was, like,
and even just, like, his last text to his girlfriend, like, he would just never talk to her again and just say the last thing is,
it's really
it's
freezing
cold.
out here. Like, no, that would not be, no. And eventually, even his girlfriend, though, was starting to kind of believe, like, did he just leave? Like, did he just, like, she was, like, devastated. She was like, did he just, like, bail on me?
Yeah, well, and maybe she was thinking, like, maybe that's the reason he came over and spent time with me that morning.
Exactly. And even though she couldn't understand why, and again, it didn't fit into their time together that night or that morning, she was like, I just don't see it. She was honestly probably just in, like, self-preservation mode at that and just, like, had to believe that he voluntarily left instead of thinking something awful happened to him. But she said they had talked about the court case before and that she was actually going to go with him, like, support him. And she said he was rightfully nervous, of course, but she was like, he knows he didn't do anything wrong. Like, we would have got through it together. He has, like, support system here.
And they were going to drop it anyway.
Yeah, and she was like, even if, like, something went awry, like, we were all here for him.
Yeah.
And, like, I think he knew that. Now, she was so confused why he would bail. It just wasn't who he was. And she was quoted as saying he always kept his word. Oh. Like, he was always someone who kept his word. It wouldn't have been that. So things are still quiet. Then 5 weeks after Blake went missing, Melissa, his mom, got a phone call. This person said nothing on the phone.
What the fuck?
She could hear a little bit of noise happening in the background somewhere. She just listened at first. Then she was like, is this Blake? And then she was like, do you have Blake? And she started begging them, please speak to me. Is this Blake? Please tell me if you have Blake. Nothing. They hung on for minutes and then hung the phone up.
Who does that to somebody? Like, who the fuck does that?
No matter what that was, what the fuck?
I have, like, chill bumps from that. Like,
Because it's like, first of all, that's a fucked up prank. And if you hear that mother saying, is this Blake?
Because
is this
that's
the person
the
that
thing.
has Blake? What the fuck is wrong with you?
who are you to sit on the phone
Who
and
are
listen
you?
to a pleading mother?
And it's like,
As
come
a prank,
on.
if it was a prank, or
Yeah.
either way, who are you to do that to somebody?
It's that, but it was still strange. And it was near Thanksgiving that she said, so she said that happened. Then Thanksgiving came, or it was coming. And she said suddenly it was like her hope just deflated. And she said she got this sudden wash over her that said, he's not alive anymore.
Oh.
And she's a mom.
Yeah, moms
Like, she
know.
knows. And to me, because as we'll see, we do not have a timeline for Blake. We don't know when he died.
It is possible he could have been kept
He
somewhere.
could have been kept somewhere. Maybe she knew the second it happened. She's a mom. I fully believe them. Like, that shit, especially with, like, how close they were.
Yeah.
That's just, which, like, kills me because I'm like, I can't imagine her feeling that. Like, oh. So December 19th, 2011, 2 months after Blake went missing, Blake's family and friends received the worst news possible. A body was found face down in a creek under a bridge on the Summer Grove Parkway in East Newnan. The creek ran along the Summer Grove Golf Club, and it was also right along the route that he would have taken between the two homes.
Okay.
So by December 22nd, only a couple days later, it was announced via a press release that based on his tattoo and jewelry, they identified the body as that of Blake Chappell, who was 17 years old at the time. He had been found wearing a white t-shirt and underwear, and he was face down in the water. Nothing else. He wasn't wearing his pants, his shoes, his sweatshirt that he was wearing when he left his girlfriend's house.
Yeah.
But the cause of death was a gunshot wound to the head.
Oh my goodness.
Now, the autopsy was not released, and no one has said when he was actually killed. There were circling reports that he was possibly in the creek for 3 days, but where he was before that, for literal months,
Right.
and how decomposed he was, we don't know.
Right.
No one will say how long he was dead before his body was placed in that water. No one will say how long he was in the water. We have no timeline here. He could have been in that water for a day.
And did they give a reason for why they won't release the autopsy?
They
Because
did.
he's a minor?
No,
technically?
it's because he's technically not a minor. He's an adult.
Okay.
So they did come out later and say it's one of those things where only the person who did this knows certain things, and we want to keep that stuff to the chest because we don't want somebody else. But there's a lot of things that I'm like, I don't know. You got to give us something here. Like the times of death and stuff, I'm like, I understand to a point, but like, I want more information.
Well, no, so like it's been 11 years, so maybe we could get
At
a
this
little
point, I
extra
think we can
something.
maybe trickle out a few more pieces of information. And
Right.
also, like, his family deserves it. Like, his
Yeah.
mom really wants to know what the fuck happened here, and she's
Right.
got nothing. Like, she's
And
not
that's the
getting
thing.
anything.
And there are times where families solve cases.
Yeah, it's
because
true.
they know the person, they know more about it, you know?
And what's crazy, too, is his clothing was never found.
Yeah, that's weird.
His pants, his shoes,
sweatshirt.
his sweatshirt, and no wallet, no phone, which were on him when he left his girlfriend's. He was texting with that phone the night he went missing, and no keys to Austin's house, nothing.
And there's no way to like ping any of his movements afterwards?
Well, we'll get into that.
Okay.
So now we're going to come to let's take a look at the route he would have taken.
Okay.
Because I was curious just
Yeah.
to see this. I have never been to Georgia. I do not have any knowledge of Georgia. It's hard for me to picture. So off to Google Maps and Google Earth I go. So here we are. I'm bringing it up for you so you can see it.
Thank you.
This is our beginning spot.
Okay.
So the route from his girlfriend's home around the Avondale Circle area of Newnan, Georgia, to Austin's previous residence, which was along the Highwoods Parkway, which is west of Summer Grove Park, is, like I said before, about 3.2 miles.
Yep.
If he took the suggested route, and possibly the easiest to travel route. But from what I looked at, it seems like there was a slightly better route than what they will suggest.
Okay.
They suggest you take this route. You should go from Avondale Circle, take a left onto Vanderbilt Parkway. From there, you would likely take a left on Mary Freeman Road. And then you have it where you would kind of stay or bear left onto Lower Fayetteville Road.
Yep.
You would do this for a long time until it meets up with Highwoods Parkway.
Okay.
But judging from where he was found and where he was texting his girlfriend about a bridge, I think that he went a ways up on Fayetteville Road, like
Okay.
right here.
Yep.
So I think he went a ways up there, and then he actually took a left at Summer Grove Parkway.
Okay.
And that's
That's
because
a bit of a shortcut.
it is. It looks like it was probably a bit shorter, or at least it seems like if you take that straight, it dumps you right off at the Highwoods Parkway.
Right.
So it's going to dump you right there. But he was found in a creek under a bridge along the Summer Grove Parkway next to the golf club. This road that I just described to you that I would have taken, this road leads, it actually crosses over a creek, which is White Oak Creek, which runs directly under the Summer Grove Parkway.
Yep.
In a spot that is next to the Summer Grove Golf Club.
I see it. Okay.
So I've looked and I haven't found it confirmed that he was found in this creek, but that's the creek that runs next to the golf club. It's connecting to Highwoods Parkway. There's a bridge.
Makes sense.
I don't see where else he would have been found. And everything I saw says that he was found in a creek next to the Summer Grove, the Summer Grove Golf Club, which is exactly where this was.
Yep.
And it's along that parkway.
Okay,
so
so
it has to be that.
That's right there.
There's no way else. So what I want to know is, did someone bring him back there 2 months later along the same route?
Yeah, that's the weird thing about this.
And it's like, why?
Right.
And again, we don't even know how long he was outside in the elements. We don't know how long he was in the water. We don't even know how long he was dead for. He could have been deceased for a week, and we don't know it. So why is he still along the same route he likely would have taken? Because again, he's a missing person. We know where he was going. He was going from his girlfriend's house to Austin's house. They've definitely searched that route.
Well, that's my question. I was going to say,
So he couldn't have been there.
Had they searched that creek before, or could you not find out?
To me, I didn't find out that they specifically did. There's no way they didn't, though.
Right.
That is the route. Like, they know, there's no way they would have just, like, ignored that body of water.
Right.
For a missing person. So to me, that says he wasn't in that creek before there.
And had to have been being held somewhere. Then.
That's the thing. So, and again, why was he along the same route he would have taken? Did someone follow him? I feel like it would have been weird for it to be a random thing that somebody just came across him while he was walking home.
Yeah.
Like, how would they even know he was there, though, unless they were following him that whole night? And then they dumped him there as like a something.
The thought of that is so terrifying, to think that he may have been followed that entire night.
And then and also what I saw was along this route, and I have to see if I can bring it up here somewhere. Along this route, there is like a hiking trail.
Can confirm. We just paused so that Alaina could show me how to follow the trail and where this hiking trail came out. And I have a fucking theory, but
It's right there. So it's a hiking trail. It's before the Lower Fayetteville Parkway turns into the Summer Grove Parkway. It's right before that bend. There's a connector trail, and it's a hiking area. It's a big wooded area. It's on the way. Was someone waiting there? Did they take him in there?
Well, my question is, too, like, I think it kind of comes off of what you're saying. Somebody could have spotted him walking along that route, knew that they would get there faster through the connector trail to, like, I guess they knew where he was going, and then went through the trail and got there before he did, or right at the same time that he got onto Summer Grove Parkway.
Yeah, and that begs the question, are we talking about someone random, or are we talking about someone who is waiting for him?
Right.
And it's like, I just don't get this random thing. I don't know. I mean, it happens, obviously.
I think the thing that makes the random thing hard to believe is the fact that we don't really know where he was for 2 months. And he, from the sounds of it, definitely wasn't in that creek. So
I don't know where he was. I don't know if he was kept alive. I don't know what happened here.
Well, and that's the thing. You don't know, because
We've
the
no
autopsy
idea.
wasn't released, so we don't know what state he was in when he was found.
We have no idea. We don't know how long he was in the water even, and that's what's killing me. And you had mentioned phone records.
I said, could they ping some shit?
Well, the phone records indicated that the last texts he sent were the ones apologizing to Shannon and his girlfriend, and the ones where he told his girlfriend he was freezing, and that he had been pulled over and released by a cop.
I hate that at the end of his life he was so stressed out.
I know. He was just like, I just got to get somewhere. Now, Melissa, his mom, begged the police to track or triangulate his phone on that night to try to find his movements, but she isn't sure they ever did.
Why would they not?
When 11 Alive reporter Savannah Levins asked Lieutenant Robinson, who is like the new person on this case, he's the one who's like currently on the case.
Sure.
She asked him about it, and he said, quote, "They've pulled some phone records, not necessarily triangulated, but we pulled some phone records. But the area is pretty broad on that."
What?
Sir, what?
It wouldn't be broad if you triangulated.
Why are we not seeing where this phone is pinging off of?
And it's 2011. We know that he was sitting on his phone texting as he's walking back the whole time. He's walking past all of these cell phone towers.
And it's just like, you're not sure if, like, it's like, yeah, We pulled some phone records, like not necessarily. Did you or didn't you?
Like, what exactly are you doing?
Not necessarily is not an answer.
Nope.
Man, like you say no. Say no, we did not.
Yes or no.
Like just say it.
Getting scared is one thing. Getting a thrill is, well, you want more of those in your life. The Genesis GV70 is built to thrill, baby. A thrilling yet elegant design always makes driving the GV70 an exciting adventure. Its powerful athletic stance screams performance and turns heads. Everybody's looking at you, girl, or boy, or whoever. Command the road and experience a class-leading standard 300 horsepower. Oh my God. Plus, discover the different dynamic drive modes for all different terrains. Choose between the different terrain modes for whatever road conditions you may encounter. The Genesis GV70's award-winning technology and performance lets you drive with comfort and drive with confidence all at the same time. It's an exciting SUV with intuitive tech that can make your ride smooth even when the road isn't. And its blind spot cameras allow you to see what's next to you. It's like having eyes on the side of your head. That's pretty iconic. Its performance, by the way, is measured not only in power, but in how it makes you feel confident, sexy. The Genesis GV70. Learn more at genesis.com and feel the GV70.
Here's a quick podcast for all you true crime fans. The case of the missing Reeses. It was me at the store with my mouth. Motive? They're Reese's. What was I going to do? Stop myself? Tune in next time to see if I do it again. Spoiler, I will. Wow, that had everything. Reese's, suspense, Reese's.
Hello. With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Guys, seriously, I don't know why you're still going to the grocery store. Count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable, and absolutely exquisite. That's exactly why it's America's #1 meal kit. So Alaina and we've started actually getting the same HelloFresh meals. It's just like a thing that happened. I don't know how it started. I thought you were going to say yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. And the other night, keep that microphone in front of you. Don't put it away. Because the other night we got 1 pan black bean and poblano quesadillas with, by the way, a lime crema to drizzle on top. Or if you're me, to literally take multiple tablespoons and douse on top.
Guys,
how good.
Holy, this is a meal.
Out of this galaxy. When I was done and there were not anymore because like we went to town, I was so upset.
They're really filling too.
They are.
Really filling.
I would have overfilled myself.
In a great way.
Oh my God, they are so good. You guys will love them. But that's not the only good meal that HelloFresh has. You can choose from over 55 weekly options. There's pre-portioned, high-quality ingredients, and they're all picked at peak ripeness, which is awesome. HelloFresh delivers fresh, quality produce from the farm to your door in less than a week, so you can savor summer flavors right at home. And if you like have people over, honestly, if you're like trying to plan ahead, you can choose like the different quantities of meals. So you can get a meal for like 4 people if you're having a little double date night, and you can really impress your guests with the quality of food. And by the way, HelloFresh is 72% cheaper than dining at a restaurant, and it's even cheaper than going grocery shopping. So not only is it putting money back in your pocket, it is making your stomach the happiest stomach on planet Earth. I'm telling you, go to hellofresh.com/morbid16 and use code morbid16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts and delicious life. I don't know. Again, that's hellofresh.com/morbid16 and use code morbid16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts and, like I just told you, delicious life.
In that interaction, he texted his girlfriend about the whole, like we said before, the cop pulling him over. That one, I'm like, what? That's just like, that one stuck with me. They can't find, again, any record of that event or anyone saying that they did it. And when they asked Lieutenant Robinson about it, he said, quote, "We're still kind of hazy as to what that interaction is. But it didn't appear that our agency had contact with him."
Is this detective's middle name vague?
Like hazy? You're hazy on whether one of your...
You're an investigator.
And then he says it doesn't appear our agency had contact with him.
It doesn't appear, or they did or did not.
So who the fuck was that pulled him over? And I've seen it posited that this was a real police officer and also that this was someone posing as a police officer.
Well, that was my question. Something I thought of when you mentioned the police officer. I was like, was that a real police officer?
Yeah, like, was that real?
And it's like, well, if he thought a cop was pulling him over, I'm like, I wonder if they were in a marked car or not.
Well, that's perfectly into what I was thinking, because I don't know how he would have known that this person was a police officer if it was someone posing, though. Because think about it. This person would probably need sirens or something because Blake was walking. If a car pulled up beside or behind him, he would probably not initially think an unmarked car was a police car.
Right.
But he said to his girlfriend that a cop was pulling him over. And he said he was like in the process of pulling him over. So this person identified themselves as a police officer somehow. I'm not saying people don't do that, like don't pose as a cop.
Yeah, we've seen that happen.
But did they have a badge or a siren or a uniform, I wonder, to make him say for sure to his girlfriend, a cop is pulling me over?
Potentially.
And not just some creep is following me. I don't know if it's a cop.
Yeah.
Like, he was very clear in that message, a cop is pulling me over.
Think about the Hillside Stranglers.
And that's what I'm like, so this person had to have something that identified them as a cop.
Definitely. At the very least, though, honestly, it could have been like a black, like, Ford. You know what I mean? Because if a black Ford is behind me, I'm pulling over. Like, I think you're a cop. So it could have been that. And then somebody dressed in like a police uniform really could have been enough. And a siren.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. And it's like, was that him saying, was that even him saying that the cops released
Well,
him?
that's the other thing. And then just to say it's freezing.
Yeah,
like,
it's freezing out here.
No context or anything.
And was it someone else texting from his phone? Like, I've seen some people he knew question this, saying he didn't really text that way, like the way that it was said.
Really?
So they said it didn't really seem like him, but they didn't know if they were just like looking at it too hard or if they were just like confused by it. But they were like, I don't know, a lot of people said like him saying a cop's pulling me over didn't make a lot of sense to them because they were like, he was walking. I don't think he would have said that.
He wouldn't have said pulling me over.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe in like the stress of the moment.
Maybe.
I guess just to play devil's advocate.
Well, another weird thing, he left a backpack at Austin's house when he left for his girlfriend's. This backpack was confirmed to be there by Austin, but now he says it's lost.
What?
They were moving, apparently, and somehow it got lost in the move.
Okay.
But why wasn't it turned over to police immediately? I'm just curious.
Like, why didn't the police
Why didn't the
ask
police
for
come
it?
get it? That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
why wasn't this part of the whole, like, what? And his mother said that when he took it with him that night, the backpack initially had the white hoodie he was wearing when he got to his girlfriend's house. It had, and obviously that isn't in there anymore, so where the fuck is that? He had his phone charger, cologne, deodorant, and a knife, which he kept on him always, but didn't have on him at the time because he wasn't going to bring a knife to a school dance.
Right.
But he put it in his bag.
Okay.
So that all should have been there, and it's gone.
And I'm interested to know if he had that knife with him when he went for the walk. If that was a knife he
That's
always
what
had.
I'm wondering.
I'm assuming it was for some kind of protection,
Yeah.
especially after what he had gone through.
Exactly. So it's like, was that still in the backpack? Was that on him? If so, it's not. We don't know where it is.
Yeah.
And if so, we still aren't even being told if he had knife wounds.
Well, that's another thing that I was going to ask. We're not even sure if he had any kind of wounds.
We don't even know.
Other than that gunshot wound.
Exactly. We don't even know if he had several gunshot wounds. All we know is that his cause of death was a gunshot wound to the head.
Right.
We don't know anything else about the condition of Blake's body.
Was his mother ever allowed to view his body?
They were allowed to view the body, and they viewed him at the memorial. They said their goodbye. He was cremated.
Okay.
But I don't know what else. Like, nothing else is released about what other injuries could have been inflicted here.
Right.
And if he had that knife with him, did he have knife wounds? Like, I don't know. But the investigation went into overdrive immediately after this. Like, they really went for it.
I'm like, did it?
They offered a $20,000 cash reward for any information leading to anything about this. This was the highest award ever offered at the time.
Wow.
And actually, police said the money didn't even seem to be a factor in the leads that they were receiving. People were calling and not giving a shit about the money. They just wanted the killer caught.
Yeah, it's a 17-year-old boy that was murdered.
Yeah, and they just wanted justice for Blake, which is, like, again, a testament to Blake. Now, December 29th, 2011 was his memorial service. Like I said, he was cremated, but his family was able to say goodbye to him first. They played Blake's favorite song, Carry On My Wayward Son.
Stop.
Yep. Melissa said, quote, "My only wish is that whoever did this, they ask God's forgiveness and repent. That's what Blake would have wanted. And I have to try and forgive these people and move on. But it's so hard. Sometimes I just feel like my life is over." To which I'm like, I just want to hug Melissa.
I do too.
Because I'm like, oh, no one should ever have to go through this. There has been very little to no movement in this case, which is so frustrating. The police department, again, like we said, is holding a lot of this stuff close to the chest. We don't know a lot about his death, nothing.
I guess we can only hope that that's for the best.
Yeah, I mean, Lieutenant Chris Robinson said, and he took the case over in 2019, so very recently.
Oh, okay.
He said, quote, "As suspects are developed, a lot of details would only be known by those people, so we can't really release too much. Everything we received has been run down and vetted and ruled out at this point. Without community support and people who know something coming forward, it just makes it near impossible to get anywhere right now." Now, there is still a $20,000 reward for information leading to an arrest in Blake's case. Callers can leave a tip for the Noonan police at 770-254-2355 or Crime Stoppers of Greater Atlanta. You can remain anonymous. You don't have to give your name. I'm going to put that information in the show notes so you have it again.
Awesome.
But this case needs movement. They need to figure out who did this. They need to find out what happened.
Because there's so many just missing pieces.
There is.
So many questions that need answers.
That's the thing.
And everybody deserves justice. And Blake specifically deserves justice.
I want to see it for his family. I want to see it for him and his friends. It's like...
And it's like his family has already gone through so much in losing him. And then they have no answers as to how they lost him.
It's been too long and something needs to give here. I don't know what, but something needs to give here. I want to figure out a way to move this forward somehow because it irked me reading this. I was just like, come on.
That's the thing. I feel like sometimes it can feel so helpless.
Yeah, it can. Cases. But there's stuff that can be done. Whatever updates I have that I can give you, things we can do, anything, I will make sure to let you know on the next episode or whatever episode we can find stuff on.
And if you have any information, if you're from this area and you've been too scared to come forward or something like that, it's the right thing to do. Now's the time.
You can remain anonymous. Remain anonymous.
Yeah.
Just call. Say, I don't want anyone to know who I am. Here's the information I have.
Because his family and he deserve it.
Yeah, it's come on. Come on. It's been 11 years at this point. Let's go.
Right.
But that is the case of Blake Chappell. Like I said, Sarah Turney interviewed his mom, Melissa. I urge you to go listen. I'm going to go listen to it now. That
link
case,
it in the show notes.
So I'm going to link it in the show notes. I'm sure she did amazing. She always does.
Oh, yeah.
And, you can get to know Blake and his family more because Melissa seems like a great mom. And, I'm just really sad for her. I want to give her a hug. Same. So, yeah, let's hope that somehow, some way, it can be moved forward.
Yeah.
Everybody, let's manifest
Let's figure it out, guys.
Let's do it.
And in the meantime, we hope that you keep listening.
And we hope you
keep
it
weird. But not so weird that if you don't have any... Oh, hold on, I messed up. But not so weird that if you have any information about this case, you don't come forward with it.
Yes.
I feel like just somebody knows something.
Somebody knows something and you can remain anonymous. Just do it. Thank you.
I like things my way, my coffee, my schedule, and my treatment. So I talked to my doctor about self-injecting with the Vyvgart Hytrulo pre-filled syringe, which contains efgartigimod alpha and hyaluronidase QVFC. It's injected under your skin, subcutaneously. It means I can inject in my space, on my time. It's my treatment, my way. Visit VyvgartMyWay.com. That's VYVGART MyWay.com. And talk to your doctor about Vyvgart Hytrulo. Brought to you by Argenix.
You've tried melatonin, the white noise machine, the blackout curtains, the magnesium, and you're sleeping fine. Not great, just fine. At some point, you have to consider the 4-year-old pillow is doing more damage than the magnesium is fixing. Coop Sleep Goods is running a bundle sale July 9th through the 20th. The starter bundle is the move. 2 pillows plus a sheet set, 40% off. And we're not saying it'll fix everything. We're just saying you've tried everything else. Coop's pillows are adjustable, designed to fit how you sleep, not just tolerate it. Mix and match any 2 pillows at 25% off or go all in on the starter bundle. One real upgrade beats 6 mediocre ones. Head to coopsleepgoods.com/comedy. That's COOP sleepgoods.com/comedy for 40% off the starter bundle and 25% off all other bundles.